begin by reviewing what we learned yesterday. All right, so this line right here is pointing to the... Wow, that was so weak. Come on, guys. This line right here is pointing to the...
Christ.
Thank you. This is pointing to the...
Mantle.
And this is pointing to the...
Core.
Do you remember what the top layer of the crust was called?
Bedrock.
And do you remember what's in the mantle?
Magma.
Magma. A lot of magma, right? All right, very good. On page 87, all right, we had looked at that at first yesterday, page 87. We're going to start underneath that, making up a compass. We are not doing that. I do a lot of experiments with you, but we're not doing that one. All right, so let's read the terms to remember. Is everybody with me? No, everybody's not with me because some people don't even have their book open yet, even though I've already told you what page we needed to be on. 87. Is there anyone else? Please do not do that to your pages. Stop flipping them up on the corners because you're ruining that book. And it's not your book to keep. You stop doing that to it. All right, page 87, middle of the page, terms to remember. Read it with me. Mineral, a substance or material in the earth that has never been alive. Humus, that is pronounced humus, the decayed material in soil, like leaves or even dead animals, right? Fertile, able to produce many healthy plants, right? So think of the farmer. If he's going to plant crops, he wants to use fertile soil, right? All right, soil. Soil covers the Earth's crust in most places where there is dry land. It is made of minerals and humus. All right, so minerals is a substance that's never been alive, whereas the humus is decayed material in the soil. So it was something that was alive and died, and it started to decay and break down and become part of the soil. Both are important for growing plants. A mineral is a substance or material in the earth that has never been alive. Rocks are made of minerals. Diamonds, silver, and gold are very valuable minerals. The salt you use to flavor your food is also a mineral. Is that one a valuable mineral? No, it's just a useful mineral. The soil is full of tiny pieces of minerals that have been worn away from rocks. Turn the page. While minerals are made of things that have never been alive, humus is made from living things that have broken down or decayed. Humus can soak up water because it is soft. Humus also gives the soil important nitrogen. Soil is a wonderful part of God's plan for growing things. Plants get water, minerals, and nutrients from the soil. Different kinds of soil help different kinds of plants grow. This is all part of God's plan. Some soil, called clay, can get muddy quickly because it absorbs water. Some soil is sandy. Water can easily flow through it. The best soil is a mixture of different kinds of soil. If plants grow well in soil, we say the soil is fertile. In other words, it is rich in minerals and nutrients. All right, so if you look at those three pictures, they show you sand, which you guys are familiar with sand, right? It's like you see at the beach. But do you see a lot of plants growing at the beach? No, because that's not really good for plants to grow in, is it? There's just certain kind of plants that grow there. And then we have humus, which is material that was living, that has died, and it's breaking down and decaying. So do you think that would help plants to grow? Yes. All right. And then they show you clay. And maybe you found clay. I know in my back garden where I plant flowers, there's a lot of clay. So I have these big clumps of clay and I have to break them up. And they're almost, think about the clay that you mold. When they're wet with water, it's almost like you could mold them, right? And when they're not wet with water, they can get really hard, like a rock. But how many of you have seen that in your gardens? Okay, and would that be good for growing? No. A mixture of the three is really good. All right, layers of the soil. Soil can be found in two main layers. The top soil is the top layer of soil. Don't forget that word top. Top soil, top layer of soil. That makes sense, doesn't it? Top soil, top layer of soil. It is usually dark and rich in humus and nutrients. It is soft and absorbent enough to hold water. Most plants grow in this layer of soil. The topsoil is usually only a few inches deep. The layer of soil below the topsoil is called the subsoil. It is harder and more packed down the topsoil. It is also lighter in color because it does not have much humus. Large plants have roots that grow down into the subsoil in search of more minerals. Think of trees, right? Wouldn't tree roots grow all the way down into the subsoil? Below the subsoil we find rocks and eventually the Earth's bedrock. Do you remember what layer of earth contains the bedrock? Yeah, and it tells you the answer right if they ask you. It is the crust. All right. They're talking about looking at soil. You know what? That is something you guys could bring in little samples of in a baggie. Okay, so we can look at samples of soil and we can decide whether it's sandy or clay or has a lot of humus in it. But let's answer the questions below. So, what is, if you look at that picture, number one, they are talking about the topsoil. Everybody should be doing this, not just Olivia. Are you looking at number one on page 89? All right, and over here was a picture where they showed you topsoil, because you could have just looked over there if you didn't know and seen the answer. All right, number two is talking about the
Subsoil.
and number three is the
Bedrock.
All right, so again, what is the top? Topsoil, subsoil, bedrock. And you will eventually have that on a quiz or a test. I can't remember which one, but I know you have to know it. A blank is a substance from the earth which is made of material that has never been alive. Raise your hand on this one. All right, Ben. Mineral, very good. Blank in the soil is made from living things that have been broken down or decayed. Adam?
Fertile.
No, this would make soil fertile. Yes, please. Humus in the soil is made from living things that have been broken down or decayed. Number 6, the blank is the top layer of soil. It is usually dark and rich in nutrients. Micah?
Topsoil.
Topsoil. If plants grow well in soil, we say the soil is what? Adam?
Fertile.
Fertile, yes, very good. All right, that's where we'll stop for today.